doesn't. Nation.
You are being tuned in to the coolest of the cool, the Cooley Cool Show. Yes, you're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Cooley Cool Show with your host. Yes, you're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Cooley Cool Show with your host, Brent. We kick it from coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. We're starting a little late this evening. Had a little technical difficulties on my desktop computer. I don't know why. But if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow us on our other social media platforms. You can follow me on my TikTok channel and YouTube channel, both labeled The Cooley Cool Show. You can also follow me on my Twitter at CooleyCool2412. And you can also follow me on my Instagram page, Brent_the_champ. Yep, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of things going on in today's news. I hope you've been watching the news. You'll find out that's a lot of stuff that's been happening. So, we're about to kick it off here on this Friday night. Now, you have just tuned into the coolest talk radio, the coolest podcast around. Intergalactic. We rock it all the way through the universe, all the way to the observable universe. Everybody from Kingdom Come to E.T. themselves say, this is where you want to be at for the coolest show around. Now, without further ado, I'm going to bring you by far the coolest talk radio personality host around. Give a round of applause to the coolest of the cool. Your host, Brent. Ooh, thank you very much. Kicking it here live on this Friday night. Tried to start a little bit early with my podcast, but I was having a little bit technical difficulties with my audio on my desktop. Yeah, it was very strange. I'm getting a lot of feedback coming into my desktop speaker, then also through my headset speaker. And I believe my podcast I had the other night, I had some feedback that was kind of messing up a little bit. And I was just kind of getting frustrated because I was like, man, I can't figure out what's the problem with this. So it took me a minute. I was going to start this podcast probably more or less like a half hour earlier, around 11 o'clock. So usually, typically, if you follow me with all my great listeners, all great two of you, I usually typically start my podcast somewhere between around 10:45 and 11 o'clock. Typically. Unfortunately, I was having, like I said, some audio issues and getting a lot of feedback, and definitely that's unpleasant to listen to if you have a lot of audio feed in your ear. And then also it's transpiring to the listeners, to you guys, all my great listeners, all two of you. I greatly appreciate it. I love each and every one of you. Yeah, it doesn't sound pleasant because I can't really sometimes hear the audio feedback. And when I later listened to the episode and then I listened, I was like, man, I had some kind of feedback and I don't know where it was coming from. And it's kind of like siphoning through, trying to figure out if you can hear it or not. You're like, man, I'm trying to siphon through this, trying to listen, but damn it, But, yeah, so this podcast, obviously, if you know the title of it, this podcast is titled Money Makes the World Go Round, and other conspiracy theories. So, pretty much, I don't even know if this is a topic. I think pretty much, money makes the world go round. Yes, it does. But as the money makes the world go round, who does the money make go round for? Does it make for the little guy? Does it make for the average citizen? Or does it for the elites of the elites, the ones secretly running the world? Or is this all just the figment of our imagination? Or some of you probably saying, is it a figment of your imagination? So, I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that's going on that you kind of concerned about, or kind of being like, what the fuck is happening in today's society? And you kind of sometimes maybe want to take a step back, kind of see, is there anything that seems to be going on, or what in the fuck is happening throughout the world in general, because there's a lot of shit that's got to be going down. And frankly, those of the elites pretty much, they're not going to tell us regular folks anything, because technically they're going to say, we don't rate to know anything of higher, precedence that should be, as far as, to the way the world should be running, how governments should be running, things of that nature. And if you notice, it's a common trend along the entire books with situation as far as who's running the country and the people that are in charge. There are always these older people that's been around for quite some time, quite some years, and they're the ones dictating how we all should be living and doing things, while they themselves don't have to worry, because they are in a position where, to them, certain things don't matter. And to them, it's not really affecting them as it would be the average Joe citizen, which is true. Because, as always, as I say, the elites of the elites are secretly running the world. So, it's true. So, if you think about that, and I always tell my viewers, you have to have a common sense perspective on putting certain things into how they fall into play. Like, for instance, I was reading this article, which I don't understand. I don't even know why they would even put this in any type of news for anybody to read, because it's not our fucking problem. I was looking through Yahoo News, and it's one of their articles, and this is today. I don't know why. They said some Taliban fighters are sick of the 9-to-5 grind, complaining they've been sucked into urban life by working desk jobs to run Afghanistan. Why the fuck do we care about fucking Taliban fighters sick of working a 9-to-5 gig in order to take, as far as them, since they want to take over now, to run their fucking country? Why the hell do we care? Why is there world news to begin with? I'm telling you, man, fake news is big business. What the fuck? Like, that's an important issue. And the thing is, I'm looking at this article. They have a picture that was taken. Let's see. In this picture, it's taken in November 19th, 2001. Wow. Okay. Well, it was about 2 fucking years ago. No one really cares at this point. A Taliban fighter sits on a ride during a visit to an amusement park next to the Kulahar Lake on the outskirts of Kabul. Okay, so you're taking a picture of this Taliban fighter sitting on a little ride at an old, looks like an abandoned amusement park. Me personally, I'm not going to be fucking, the way I'm looking at this picture here, if any of you have seen this, I don't even think it looks like he'd been working in years. More or less, maybe ever, to be honest. And it just goes on with more fucking nonsense. It's just many Taliban soldiers are in the government positions after the Taliban seized power in 2001. Okay, who cares? And they're just mad because they can't go out doing what they did beforehand. They want somebody else running their shit for them, but yet them reaping the rewards and the benefits of all. Get the fuck out of here. And this is where it comes, with the money issue. Apparently everything was fine and dandy until they had to put the work. Says, damn, we got to run this motherfucker. This is a lot of goddamn work. Shit, we should have just had the goddamn Americans start running this shit while we just sitting back and get the old dollar bill, y'all. Just saying. I mean, why is this pertinent news? Why is it even front running news? I mean, I just don't understand the concept of why they have it. And here it goes into further more detail. It says 5 young Taliban fighters described how their lives are now consumed by work and Twitter. So they're consumed by work and then also what's happening on Twitter. Who writes this shit, to be honest? Like, I don't get it. Who writes this nonsense? And it says traffic, rent problems, scrolling Twitter all day, and talking to women. It's all part of a strange new life for the men who conquered Kabul. Traffic, rent problems, scrolling Twitter all day, and talking to women. It's all a part of a strange new life. Well, how about this? How about they go out to California and ask people in California if this pertains to them, because this seems like everyday life for those that live out in Southern California. Traffic, rent problems, scrolling Twitter all day, and talking to women. Sounds like a typical day. Don't know what else to gather from that. I'm not understanding it, but maybe I'm missing something. But, I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe. Trying to read some more of this, trying to figure what in the hell and why they decided to put this in here. not, like I said, I'm not really understanding it. Reading more of it. I mean, I skimmed through this because I was reading through it. It just seems so, just what in the hell? Taliban used to be freed of restrictions, but now we sit in one place behind a desk in a computer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by an individual 24-year-old sniper now working at a police district in Kabul. Till the lives become so wearisome, you do the same thing every day. So what were they doing before they took over? What were they doing before? I don't even want to get into that, but just the level of just reporting this, and then for someone trying to feel remotely like, hey, I thought we was going to take over and it was going to be a 24-hour party. I don't, what? And I don't get it. And this is a serious article. I mean, discovering Twitter, traffic, and talking to women. First of all, what does Twitter have to do with anything? So they're on Twitter just having the jamboree. I mean, if you're on Twitter, hey, cool. If you're listening to my talk show, my podcast, I hope you get something out of it. I hope you enjoy the comedy that I provide or talk about the common sense. I'm just trying to figure, where is this going? This just I don't get it. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm looking more at here. It says there is a proverb in our area that money is like a shackle. Now, if we complain or don't come to work or disobey the rules, they cut our salaries. Sounds like, well, let's put it in the frame like this. Sounds like America did their job done well. We've taught them about the common ways of American capitalism. That's what it sounds like. That you work and you work and you work some more. Then you pay your taxes. Then you work some more. And if you don't come into work, well, we don't fucking pay you. That's pretty much sums it up. I think that's pretty much it. Moving on. Another stories. Okay. Yep. I think it was a whole 20-year trick for, everybody. America finally got what they wanted out of the whole situation. Which, hey, there you go. It's fine job. 20-year con, right? Awesome. Good job. Way to go. Why do we have our article for this? Moving on to other topics of discussion. So, apparently, let's see. You got an article here. It says, new classified document found in FBI search of Pence home. If you don't know who Pence is, he's the former vice president to Donald Trump. Apparently, the FBI did a search of his home. Former Vice President Mike Pence speaks out during an interview with the Associated Press November 16th. This is apparently he's talking about this or whatever. The FBI is searching Pence, Indiana home on February 10th, 2000. And they spelled 2020 fucking 3. This fucking article put, February 10th, 2000. Oh, I'm sorry. It put it as 20,223. Yep. Miss fucking print. Amazing. Way to go. Way to fucking go. As part of a classified records probe. What are we doing? Let's go. Let's see this. Let's see. I'm reading you verbatim. I'm reading what this is saying. It's fucking hilarious. Let's see. The FBI discovered an additional document with classified markings at former Vice President Mike Pence's Indiana home during a search Friday, following the discovery by his lawyers last month of sensitive government documents. There. So basically what I'm saying is that they've so-called found some markings that probably said secret, confidential, maybe top secret. Who? What? Pence's advisor, Devin O'Malley, said the Department of Justice completed a thorough and unrestricted search for 5 hours. What? And removed one document with classified markings and 6 additional pages without such markings that were not discovered in the initial review by the President's Counsel. Who cares? What the fuck are we worried about this? I mean, the man's not even in office, but we're worried and concerned about he has markings of suspected classified, documentations. What? It's like staging. Somebody's like having a stage, be like, well, that marking says classified. That marking says confidential. That says top secret. He probably has some confidential government files that's in his house that's not supposed to be in there. What? Why? Fake news. Big business. All right. He's going to say it. Fake news, big business. On the for real. Not even joking with you. I don't. And apparently, it's just beginning, I guess, a trend that if you're somebody up in power that the government doesn't like, i.e., former President Donald Trump and former Vice President Mike Pence, I'm guessing they're going to end up trying to fucking raid your house and say that you have some government documents that you decide to take while leaving work. Oh, Jane, did I forget my, I forgot that I took this classified document home with me for some apparent reason. I'll just return it tomorrow. Oh, don't worry, Alfred, I'll go and get it for you. Well, maybe we'll pick it up tomorrow. What? Not making any sense with any of this shit. Like, they're really out to just fucking get these people. I mean, what in the fuck? I mean, if you notice that the way a lot of things here in America is, a lot of the shit is just getting kind of ridiculous as far as a lot of shit happening, and they're making shit more precedence than it really should be, and they're making it mainstream just it was going to make it a mainstream to let everybody know, because this is vitally important. We're going to tell you what to think. We're going to tell you what's important. What? Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Like, Pence is now the third current or former top U.S. official joining Trump and President Joe Biden. And apparently, I think, didn't something happen with Joe Biden when FBI went into his place and they were looking for classified information? I don't know, man. I mean, at that point, you got to kind of consider that maybe there's a higher level of corruption going up there, but damn. I mean, does it ever fucking end? I don't know, man. What are they really doing? I'm not talking about the DOJ. I'm not talking about the FBI. I'm talking about what is going on? Like, literally, I mean, is this the truth? Are we living in a feigned fantasy? I don't know. Weird. Ladies and gentlemen, very weird. Try to look at some of these reviews. The problem here is the department who produced these classified or highly classified does not have a system to trace these documents and return to the department who issues, which, you know what, that makes sense. If they're going to allow them to fucking, like a library, you go to the library, you check out a book, you get a time when you checked it out, when to return the shit. What is it? Their government officials are checking out classified, highly sensitive material or documents and then failing to return it by its due date. Now they owe money. What the hell? It doesn't make any sense. Whatever. You can think whatever you want. What is it? Think whatever you want. But it would make perfect sense. I'm just saying. Whatever. This is nonsense, man. Fucking nonsense. I don't know what the Jesus. Oh, and in other news, ABC News. The latest crazy, nonsensical, farce, bunch of malarkey. unbelievably crazy news to date at this point in time. Reports on U.S. shoots down unknown high-altitude object over Alaska. White House says. Oh, yeah. White House says. So whatever White House is telling you, oh, you probably have to believe it. Because if you don't, oh, man, you're put on their list. As though this show is put on the list, too. All right? So they've already marked it in their books as, oh, this is the Cooley Cool show. It's on the books. Yeah, it's on the books. He's not going to get more than 2 goddamn viewers. That's what we're going to make sure. Yeah. But, like I said, they apparently over in Alaska, they shot down a high altitude object. And then it's now say off. It shot down over the waters of Alaska. What? I said, President Biden, or the shoot down, spokesman John Kirby said, adding that the origin of the object has yet to be determined. And so, what is it? China going to take one for the team for this one again? Are they going to say, yeah, it was one of our balloons that steered off course again? You know, and what if China doesn't say that they took it, considering, you know, we already shot one of their Chinese surveillance balloons. You know, so what's the whole theme on this one? I just want to know, because it's going to probably be some. At this point, there's going to probably be another sighting of something else. Because matter of fact, let's rewind. Let's bring it back a bit. Let's bring it back for a second. All right, wasn't there a balloon, a Chinese surveillance balloon, hovering and flying over Latin America? But no one's ever heard about what happened in that situation. Maybe, does Latin America even care? Haven't heard anything about it. I don't think Latin America even gives a damn at this point. More or less, they're minding their own fucking business. So, just keeping the shit moving, I guess. So, and they're saying the size of this object or thing that was shot down over in Alaska was the size of a car flying over about 4,000 feet. Well, I'm sorry, not 4,000. That'd be just too damn low. 40,000 feet. Yeah, he said because it's posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. That out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, Biden ordered the military to shoot down the object. But they're not saying what the type of object is. They're not sure whether it was a weather balloon, not sure they're saying it was a spy balloon, not sure saying it was little kids, balloon from a birthday party. They don't know. Poor little Mikey had his balloon taken out because the U.S. government said, fuck your balloon and fuck your cake because you didn't give me any and you didn't invite me. So, what is the deal? What are we doing, people? What are we doing? Now, the funny part about this whole situation, you know what this could end up being, and it's kind of steering to the way like this. No one confesses up to you whose balloon is this. But in my other podcast, I had touched on this quite briefly. And, yeah, I'm laughing at myself. So that means I'm crazy. I'm joking. So I touched on this briefly. I said, so basically they have somebody who is a specialist at knowing what Chinese surveillance balloons are, but with this latest so-called, well, look at this. They don't even say it's a balloon. They just say it was an object that they decided to shoot down. So it just says, acts if a balloon-alike. It's fucking retarded. So we got an object that looks probably looking like a balloon. But they don't know if it's a balloon because they just said it was some type of object, right? So you're telling me that the person or whatever people that know what these Chinese surveillance balloons looks, they knew exactly what that balloon was before they shot it down, going off the shore of North Carolina. They knew what that is. They highly looked into it. That's a Chinese surveillance balloon. We know what that looks like. And we're shooting the shit out of it and down it into the goddamn Atlantic Ocean. They knew what that looked like, right? But with this one flying over Alaska, they're kind of saying, we don't know what it is. It's an object. But you fucking down it anyway? Fuck, dude. As I said on my show, man, you got to have some common sense with this. And just kind of go with, just disregard the bullshit you hear, because they're hoping that when people read this, that they're like, I can't believe it. They shot down another balloon. It must be. No, come on. They knew what the Chinese surveillance balloon. They like to have a group of people that is the one. That is it. But this one, they have no clue. But they're just gonna say down the motherfucker anyway. What? Come on. Wake up, people. Wake the fuck up to this fucking whole debacle of this complete and utter just lunacy. Like, I've heard some whoppers in my time, but damn it. Seems like a lot of these people are having the whopper, but not the cheese with it. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, no, man. Talk about craziness. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just beyond amazing to just see how far the rabbit hole goes, because apparently the rabbit hole just keeps going. And hope you bring something to eat while you're falling through the rabbit hole, because the motherfucker just ain't stopping. So I don't know. I'm just reporting to you here on the Coolest of the Cooley show about all the craziness that you're. I think my mic went dead for a minute. Holy cow. Oh, my music wasn't playing. But we're going to take a quick small little break, and I'll be with you in just 1 second. So, yeah. I got more to talk to. You can take a brief little break, and then we're going to get back to some more of the coolest of the cool. The Cooley Cool Show. Listening here live on the Coolest of the Cool, the Cooley Cool Show. I think I pretty much got the kinks worked out in my audio. I don't know why. I haven't had this issue before, but so I'm gonna get back to what we were talking about, and I was trying to say before I started having these audio issues, God damn it, man, still keep hearing some type of feedback in my ear or something like that. But to get back to what I was saying, as far as this encounter with the balloon going down or the object out there in Alaska, trust me and believe, if they don't disclose what it is, trust me, the alien talks, the ET talks, this fucking flying spaceships talk is going to start to come into play, and we're going to see a whole bunch of hip hop and hula bula type of shit come down the pipeline. And and this is all going to fuel back to what I've been saying. Money makes the world go round, and trust me, the space programs are going to be like, whoa, we're going to need an extra couple of $1 billion to go fix this thing to get us to go and look to make sure we can spot these, aliens. Get us right back in the game. I'm telling you. And I mean, matter of fact, I was watching another video. I think I talked about the other episode where William Shatner went up into a rocket and into space, and it was like a couple years ago. I think it was maybe 2-3 years ago, maybe. And he's up and he's like, I'm in space. He's floating, but all it is just it's a highly expensive space flight. So I don't even know what I want to call a space flight, but to travel up to get 0G gravity, which is unmanned, meaning it is on autopilot. No one's manning it. But I'm pretty sure the ticket is expensive as fuck, because that's probably what it is as far as being expensive. Like literally, it's ridiculous. And I remember the guy I was talking about who was narrating. He was like, I can't believe it. I can't believe he's going to space. Now, the trickery, the bullshito continues to run rampant all the time as far as things of that nature. But yet we keep blinders on because we don't want to see the truth, hear the truth, more or less be around the truth. These past couple of days have been kind of very difficult. Only the simple fact is because I'm dealing with so much nonsense in the news. And as I said before, fake news is big business, ladies and gentlemen. It runs rampant. It will continue to run rampant if you let it. I'm not trying to be like Morpheus and tell you what to believe, because you can believe whatever you want to believe. Just remember, if they're trying to tell you to take the red pill or the blue pill, that's up to you. You want to live the lie? Go ahead. Well, I mean, to be honest, from that movie, if you took the blue pill, I guess it wouldn't be so bad. But if you took the red pill, yeah, the world's looking like shit. But all right, we'll probably settle for that shit, I guess. I don't know. But there's and that means we didn't come to another end of a great episode here on the Coolest of the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show. Like I said, had that little brief period where it probably was nothing because I was having a lot of audio issues. Like, damn it, I thought I got finally fixed that shit. But like I said, I usually go at the beginning of my podcast to check it out, but for some odd reason, I was having a lot of issues, and I couldn't believe I had another one during this podcast. So, let me say thank you to all my listeners, all 2 of you. It's great. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't know what to tell you. The world is something. But if you keep your eyes on the prize and remember to listen back here on the Coolest of the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show, you're going to hear nothing but real talk. Common sense talk. Yeah, it may sound like conspiracy theories, but it's not. Just open your mind to the bullshit that runs rampant. So, if you haven't done so already, be sure to like and follow me on my other social media platforms. Follow me on my TikTok and YouTube channel, both labeled to Coolly Cool Show. You can follow me on my Twitter at CoollyCool2412. You can also follow me on my Instagram page at Brent__the champ. And, well, yeah, we rock it from coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. So, you're here, live here on the Coolest of the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show. Your host, Brent. Take care, and goodbye.